Right, YouTube, it's Shadow King Nazru, and like I said a few days ago, we got the God of War 5 trailer, God of War Ragnarok, showed off at the PlayStation Showcase, and I was really excited for that. But I do also feel that as a God of War fan, you deserve a proper reaction and analysis. So let's get into it, shall we? Okay, we got Kratos in more winter-themed gear with a fur cape or something. Start tending a fire. That must be Atreus, aka Loki. Spoiler alert. Scaring the deer.
Time is running out. The prophecy
He
says
sounds a
that
little bit
winter leads
older.
to Ragnarok. War is coming. My story doesn't end hiding in these woods. I should be out there, finding out who I am, who Loki is.
Okay, he wants to find out more about himself as Loki. Freya.
I don't want to fight anyone. I just want answers. Who Loki is.
I will not allow you to pick a fight with gods.
I don't want to fight anyone.
Okay, so Freya's attacking Kratos, which means she's got her warrior spirit back.
Who Loki is.
I will not allow you to pick a fight with gods.
I don't want to.
Okay, so yeah, Freya's able to pick up weapons and fight, which means she somehow got her ability to fight back, which was hinted back in the end of God of War 4. She had to get her wings and warrior spirit back because Odin cursed her with the inability to fight. So she was able to remedy that. Now she's going to take her revenge on Kratos for killing Baldur, even though Baldur was trying to kill her. Yeah, it's really complicated.
Fight anyone. I just want answers.
And if those answers lead to war with Asgard,
Maybe that's what Mother wanted.
we do not know what Mother wanted.
Okay, so there's going to be more bickering between Kratos and Atreus, which kind of makes sense. Atreus is a teenager now at this point. As for Freya, it's been revealed that she's going to be one of two main antagonists alongside Thor. And it was also revealed that this is going to be the end of the whole Norse arc. So which means we would also have to fight Odin at some point. Which I really hope that it doesn't become too stuffed. Because Odin is pretty much Norse mythology's equivalent of Zeus. And we all know that Zeus got the proper treatment. He got the proper build-up as a final antagonist. So I really hope this doesn't feel rushed. So I really want this game to do well. Well, I loved all the God of War games except for like Ascension, which I was kind of indifferent towards. But let's move on, shall we? We got Mimir.
Well, I'd recognize that dour expression anywhere.
Yeah, he's still the comic relief. Okay, now we've got we got a new way of transportation with riding on a sled with paid by wolves. Now, some people think that this is Skald and Hati, which shouldn't, like the sons of Fenrir, which would also make them Loki's grandchildren, which doesn't really make sense because they're supposed to be in the sky chasing the sun and the moon. I think these are just regular wolves. And the Lake of Nine is frozen because, well, this is Fimbulwinter, and the winter is supposed to last 3 years, and then it leads to Ragnarok.
Odin's got tricks up his sleeve we haven't dared to consider.
What if there was someone who could help us?
You mean Tyr?
Yeah, and so they're looking for Tyr, and this is where the new port, I think that's being housed by the dwarves. I don't know which realm this is. You'll have to forgive me because my knowledge of Norse mythology isn't as strong as like my knowledge of Greek mythology, or I mean, it's pretty solid compared to like a lot of other people, but I wouldn't say I'm an expert.
Out of war at these lands. Who is dead?
I think this might be
That dead man,
Svartalfheim.
Odin seemed pretty keen on seeing he wasn't found.
If he's out there, we gotta find
So
him.
considering that there's still now, considering that you could travel through boat, I don't know if Fimbulwinter affects all the realms or if it just affects Midgard.
Come in.
Okay, there's Sindri and Brock.
yarns be the have been doing.
We're trying to stop Ragnarok, to help people.
Okay, we got a new dwarf. And
What if the only way to do that is...
okay, that was an ogre. Oh, and then we could use the Blade of Chaos to travel up and do the ramming attack that was in God of War 3. Nice.
War is not the only way.
Stop thinking like a father for a moment and start thinking like a general.
Okay, yeah, so definitely a lot of conflict between Kratos and Atreus, because Atreus wants him to start being more confrontational towards the gods if it means that he can find more about Loki, which is himself, while Kratos doesn't want to because he doesn't want to go back to his old ways like he was in the original trilogy.
You seem like a calm and reasonable person.
My enemies.
Are you a calm and reasonable person?
And there's Thor, who I think is voiced by, I think they said it was William Hurst or Ryan Hurst or something. And yeah, based on his depiction, it looks mostly accurate. He's a redhead, can be a bit impulsive, very strong. They gave him kind of a beer belly. I mean, some depictions say that he's still muscular despite the fact he likes to eat and drink a lot. But I suppose it's not that out of the question. Though a lot of people are kind of like making the comparison like Fat Thor from Avengers Endgame. Oh, okay. So, I believe assuming these are Asgardians using the Bifrost, and apparently we're going to go to all 9 realms. So that'd be nice. So I'm gonna see the Bifrost in action aside from Kratos just using it. More Draugrs. Now I heard this is a Dreki, and this is kind of like a miniature dragon. So that's cool. There's more dragons. Oh, okay. Now here's an interesting thing.
In moments of crisis.
Now you see right here. Now originally, a lot of people thought that was a centaur come from Greece to kill Kratos for him ruining Greece with his war against the Olympians. Like maybe they were sent by Athena or some other lingering god from Greece, like Artemis or whatever. But no, these are called the Stalkers, so they have nothing to do with centaurs of Greek mythology.
ISIS. Panic does nothing.
Okay, we got some light elves and dark elves.
Harness it.
Let's find the Stalkers. Kratos fighting some ogre, I believe.
Let it serve you.
Oh, and here's an interesting thing. We see Atreus being able to ride his the animals he summons through his powers. So his powers have definitely evolved. Now, will we see Atreus do things that Loki can do, like shapeshift? Because we know he does have those powers and control animals, shapeshift, and based on the last game, he could have some degree of weather manipulation, which he probably inherited from Zeus.
Tyr!
And here we go with Tyr.
Are you coming with us?
And Tyr just towers over Kratos. It's just staggering because Kratos is supposed to be like I think like 7 or 8 feet tall, and yet this guy is towering over him. So I can imagine he's like 10 feet tall. And I'm really glad that we established that this is Tyr, because a lot of people have this dumb theory that Kratos is also Tyr, even though Kratos is Atreus' father and thus the father of Loki, so he would be Farboti to the Norse. It wouldn't make sense for him to be Tyr, especially since Tyr grew up in Asgard. Use your head, people. God of War Ragnarok.
You'll get your answers soon enough. Well, some of them.
And then we come to this. Now, apparently, this is supposed to be one of the last giants, and I think this is supposed to be Loki's wife slash mother of his children, whose name whose name I can't remember. Was it Androdi or Angabrodi? I don't know. But yeah, she's the mother of Loki's children. The problem is that she's black, and in the Norse myth, she was a white redhead. So Santa Monica, you didn't need to go for the woke points and try to put a black girl in Norse mythology. I mean, this is supposed to be the last game of the Norse arc. If you wanted a black mythological character, just wait until you get to Egypt, and you'll have a full field day to do black characters. Let's just not make this a regular thing. But all in all, I'm still excited for this. Okay, that was all in all. Okay, all in all, I do think this is a pretty good trailer. It makes me excited for God of War. I am glad that they are taking some nods with Norse mythology, though they've made a couple decisions that question me. But I'm gonna put my faith out there and trust that they'll do the game justice and the series justice. So best of luck to you, Eric Williams, who's the current director of this game. Hope you do a good job of this game. And end off the Norse arc as well off as God of War 3 ended the Greek mythology arc. You guys tell me what you thought of this in the comment section down below. I'll catch you mortals later.